tutorial, we'll be looking at adding and organizing content on your project page and the difference between what project members and project administrators can do when it comes to adding and organizing content. So right now in this browser, I'm logged in as a regular project member of the Pilot Projects forum. I'm looking at the project homepage right now, and I can see all of the content that's been added to this project. I can see the project news, I can see recent comments, etc. And if I go to the project navigation tabs, I can see a couple other tabs to click on. First, I can see the tutorials tab, and this connects me with the project's tutorials page. Now, the tutorials page is a page that is particular to the Pilot Projects forum, and this page was made by a project administrator. If you want to learn about making additional pages for your project like this, then check out our first video tutorial where we cover this. Now, the second tab here is the Keywords tab. Using keywords for your project content really expands the way you can organize and visualize your content, but we'll talk about that in another tutorial. So right now I'm going to go back to the home page. Now, as a project member, I can create content for the project, and all of the content that I can create is listed in this right-hand column in the toolbox. So I can create event listings, external links, project news, etc. So I'm going to create a piece of content right now. I'm going to create an external link. So I'll click on external link. Now this external link is going to be the link to the Townsend Center's website, since I think anybody involved with the lab should also check out the Townsend Center's site. So I'll give this link the title Townsend Center website. And for the link, I'll type in the URL. Now I'll give this link the keyword humanities. And I'm not going to type a description of the link right now. I'm just going to click on save at the bottom of the page. Now this link has been created. I can see the keyword humanities here. And if I click on Townsend Center website, it takes me to the site, so that's great. And now let's go to the home page of the Pilot Projects forum and see how this link looks there. So I'm back on the home page, and I'm looking for the link that I just made. I can't find it. I can't see it on the front page. Where did it go? Okay, so now is a good time to look at how these project pages are organized. And I've come up with a little analogy on my computer's desktop. So these folders here and the sticky note are kind of like how the Pilot Projects forum homepage is organized. Now the sticky note is like the welcome message on the front page here. And this is actually custom content that only project admins can create, and we'll cover how to do that in another tutorial. And everything else on this page is basically like a folder that holds a specific kind of content. So for example, we have the project news folder here, and if we go back to the website, we'll see that project news is listed right here. And then if we go over to the right-hand column, you see we have three different sections here for the recent comments, the events, and the project wiki. And you can see I've got these folders, the same ones right here on the desktop. Recent comments, events, project wiki. So if a project member creates one of these kinds of content, it'll go in that folder. So for example, I've got this piece of news right here, and it'll go in the project news folder. I have an event here, which will go into the events folder. Now, sometimes you have a situation where there's a folder with nothing in it, and you can see that on our project page right now with the text annotations. You can see down here we have a text annotation section, and it says there is no content available for this project yet. And that's because we haven't created any text annotations for this project. That's fine. And then you can have the opposite situation where you've created content and there's no folder for it. And that's the situation with the external link I created. So, for example, I created this external link, but there's no folder for me to put it in. So it's not going to appear on my project's page. So how do we fix that problem? Well, that's something that only a project administrator can do. So now I'm going to go look at this same project, only this time I'll be logged in as a project administrator. So as you can see here, as a project administrator, I have a lot more project navigation tabs than a regular project member has. I have an edit tab, an email tab, a members tab, and these all relate to important administrative tasks, but today we're going to look at the pages tab. And the pages tab is where I have the power to change the way my pages are organized and what content appears on the page. So when I click on pages, I see both the home page and the tutorials page for my project and a list of operations that I can do on the page. So in order to make a folder for that external link that was created so it appears on the home page, I need to click on Edit Content for the home page. Now, here's the kind of behind-the-scenes representation of what's on the home page, sort of similar to what I had arranged on my computer's desktop. Each of these squares contains different elements of the project. So this one contains the project news, and this one contains the welcome message that a project admin created. Now, I can move these squares by clicking on this top bar and dragging it to another area. I can also delete a square by clicking on the wheel icon in the top right corner and then clicking remove. Or I can also add a square to one of these areas. So what I want to do is I want to add a container that will hold my external links so that that link that was added to the project will appear on the front page. Now I want that container to be in the right sidebar area of my page. So I'm going to click on the plus right next to the right sidebar and click Add Content. Now in this window, Project Assets is probably where you're going to do the most stuff, because this is where it has all of those containers that hold the different kinds of content you'll add to your site. So I'm going to click on Project URLs. URLs is basically another way of saying links. So here I have a few configuration options, but I'm just going to leave those options alone for now and click Add Pane. Then I'll click Save. And now I'm going to check out my home page. So we're back on the home page. Let's check out this column. And as you can see, my external projects links is right here. And we've got the Townsend Center website link listed underneath it. So it's really important to keep this kind of thing in mind. Everyone in the project can create content, and you can do that under your toolbox, but only project administrators can change how this content is displayed. So if you're creating some content that doesn't have a container for it yet, it won't appear on your project page until a project administrator edits that page and adds that container. Now, we've designed it in this way so that you have a huge amount of power over how to organize and display your project's content. But of course, that also means that project admins are responsible for making their content appear in a logical way on the page. So that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions about this tutorial, or if you have suggestions for another tutorial, feel free to click on the Contact tab in the main navigation of the THL site and send us a message. Good luck with organizing your projects, and I'll see you in the lab.